Excuse me, but what in the name of glorifying white supremacy is going on here? And if you don't know, this is Germany's chancellor and ex-BlackRock employee, Friedrich Merz, gleefully shaking hands with American president and current orange fascist in charge in front of pictures of white supremacists. And as an American living in Germany who fully understands the history of the country that I am from and the history of the country that I moved to, I don't think any of this is a good look. I'm saying, could you imagine if an American president went to Germany, met with the German chancellor, and at the end they took happy, smiley photos shaking hands in front of one of Germany's ex-chancellors, specifically, I don't know, Hitler? No, it would never happen, because they know it's not a good look. If you think what Hitler did was bad, let me tell you about another genocide, one specifically that actually inspired Hitler. You know, or maybe you didn't know, it's estimated that between 1492 and 1776, there were 4 million plus deaths due to the Native American genocide on what is today known as the United States of America. And there was a 96% population drop of the Native people between the years of 1492 to 1900. The victims of this genocide, led by these white supremacists here above us, lost 98% of their ancestral homeland. And the survivors of that genocide, well, they were pushed into camps and cages. And that's where you'll find many of their descendants to this very day, sitting in camps and cages, the natives of that land. While the descendants of the genocidal colonizers are doing shit like this. Documented war crimes committed by the American invaders includes, but is not limited to, mass murder, forced displacement, ethnic cleansing, collective punishment, starvation, slavery, internment, genocidal rape, and cultural genocide. I'm just saying, not a good look, bro. This dude here, right above your head, he proudly led the way in the genocide. The amount of natives he killed can't be counted because there's so many through his military action, but also his political action in regards to ethnic cleansing and displacement. He literally referred to the natives of the Americas as beasts of prey. I'm just saying, bro. This guy up here that you're proudly posing for happy, smiley pictures in front of, he owned over 100 slaves and at least 24 were under 16 years old. That man hated brown people so much, he literally had the teeth yanked out of their heads to make dentures for himself. And this guy right here, Jefferson, well, he enslaved over 600 human beings in his lifetime and fathered children with some of them. And even though in his writings he expressed views against slavery and even advocated for its eventual end, he didn't release a vast majority of the human beings he himself enslaved. President Jefferson was also very clear on his support for extermination and genocide of the Native Americans. In a letter in December of 1813, this Thomas Jefferson here, he wrote, "This unfortunate race, whom we had been taking so much pains to save and civilize, have by their unexpected desertion and ferocious barbarities justified extermination, and now await our decision on their fate." Yeah, that's that guy. Not a good look. And on the other side of Genocide George here, we've got Ben Franklin. And even though Ben Franklin here was known as somebody that wanted to abolish slavery, he purchased his first one in 1735 and owned slaves until he died. Ben Franklin also suggested alcohol as a tool for genocide against the natives. Ben Franklin wrote in his autobiography, "And indeed, if it be the design of Providence to extirpate these savages in order to make room for cultivators of the earth, it seems not improbable that rum may be the appointed means. It has already annihilated all the tribes who formerly inhabited the seacoast. That's Benjamin Franklin, 1896. Not a good look. So now that I laid it all out pretty clear, because maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't know, Merritt. Did you know all that? If you didn't know, well, now you know. And how can we human beings have this knowledge in the year 2025 and still be glorifying these absolute monsters? Explain to me how any of this is acceptable. Really, explain to me in a comment how any of this is acceptable. Explain it to me like I'm a toddler. We humans need to evolve. This is not a good look. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself.